Hey, Diz Fanatics, welcome back to part two of my review of some of my favorite restaurants and not so favorite restaurants around the Walt Disney World property. I'm sorry for ending the last video so abruptly. Two things were happening. One, I was running out of space on my camera's video card, and the second was that the video was becoming way too long. Even if YouTube allows me as much time as I want, I don't want a 45-minute or an hour video. I'd rather cut it up into little chunks so this way it's easier for people to watch and get a handle on where they are. So sorry about that. Okay, where were we? I had just finished up talking about Epcot and the some of the restaurants in World Showcase, and moving on to the Disney Hollywood Studios. There are two restaurants here that really rank high for my family and I. One is the 50s Primetime Cafe, and the second is the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. Now, starting with the 50s Primetime Cafe. This is one of those restaurants that we really enjoy, but it usually only makes our vacation run once every other year. It's nice, but it just doesn't rank high enough to make it in every year for us. 50's Primetime Cafe, uh, true to its name, is you'll once your name's called, you'll enter and you'll be sitting in what looks like a 50s style kitchen. The different pastel colors. There's little tables that you sit at, little kitchen tables that you sit at, and there's TVs all around the room that play old TV shows like Donna Reed, Mr. Ed, My Three Sons, Leave It to Beaver, all those classic 50s elements. And the gimmick in 50s Primetime Cafe is that your server, especially if it's an older gentleman or an older woman, that they're part of your family. So the older gentleman that's serving you would be your father, so, they'd come up to you and, don't put your elbows on the counter and don't chew with your mouth open and you better eat that stuff on the plate. And, it's got a lot of good natured shoving and, jabbing and stuff like that. Little stuffs, little things and items that help you to get the experience and the flavor more of the 50s and get you a little more involved. The food is very good. The food is a little it's not what you'd expect for basically a burger joint. They do have burgers and stuff like that, but they also offer stuff like pork chops, meatloaf, pot roast, stuff like that. The food's very good. No complaints. Um, and that's basically it. If you look online, you'll see a ton of positive reviews for this, and it often gets, for whatever reason, I don't understand it. Maybe it's because of the high level of interactivity between you and the wait staff. It always seems to get a higher rating than my favorite restaurant, and that would be the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. It's one. It's not my favorite. I'd have to say it's my second favorite. My favorite's coming up though. Wouldn't let you go without that. But the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, I think, is one of Disney's best examples of theming a restaurant. Okay, it's set up to look like an old drive-in movie theater, and the tables are all cars and you'll be seated in a car. This particular restaurant is good for families and couples. For couples, because when you see, there's a car, and basically each row of the car is like a little booth. So it's only a seat for two. If you're a family of three, like if you're a mom and a dad and you have a small child, you might, I'm really stretching the word might, be able to squeeze in to one booth, but it's definitely a two-seater, okay? And there's usually three rows in a car, so you have two, and then two, and then two, like that. So there might be someone in front of you, or there might be someone in back of you. Don't worry about either the people in back or in front of you blocking the screen for them or them blocking the screen for you. There's no problem with seeing over people's heads and blocking view, and there's nothing like that. You would think there is, but the way it's set up, there's really very little chance of that unless you get like some massive Andre the Giant type person sitting in front of you. Um, Usually your car hops are on roller skates or something like that. Some of them wear them, some don't. I guess it depends on what their level of comfort is with being on the skates. The food's very good. The menu at Sci-Fi is very short compared to other restaurants. It's basically a one-page menu. They have burgers and fries. They also serve a grilled chicken sandwich, a bruschetta chicken sandwich, if memory serves me correctly, and they make an excellent Reuben, I must say. And for somebody who really normally doesn't particularly care for it, I really enjoyed their Reuben there. When you sit, what's on the screen you'll be watching is little clips and bites of old B movies, like It came from outer space, and it wants to devour the human race and stuff like that. It's really a blast. They also have little snippets of like what people in the 50s thought future life would be. The guy walking around in the radiation suit because of atomic fallout and stuff like that you'd have to live your life like that. New technologies like video phones. It's really a fun experience. It's dark. It's a lot quieter than a normal restaurant because a lot of people are into watching the little cartoons and clips on the screen. the the food's good. They also have a very good selection of different uh, frozen beverages and stuff that you can adult up if you want to, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Um, they have a very nice. It's a chocolate and banana like smoothie. Really good, really good. Whether you add a little adult fun to it or not, really hits the spot. If you're into it or if you have kids, they have the little glow cubes that go in the drinks for a nominal fee, of course. Let's be realistic here, people. Um, but it's a really fun experience. The movie loop, it is a loop, runs about an hour, which seems to work out. Now we're a family of four, and basically from the time we get in and when we leave, the loop of clips and movies is just starting to rerun or is rerunning by a couple of minutes. So it's good time. I don't think they want you lingering there all day, so they made it an hour loop. So by the time it comes back to where you started, you should be either on dessert or ready to leave. So you get the full experience without having to sit there and wait for something or being worried that you're going to miss something later. So that's Sci-Fi I love. And you know what? If you go on the Disney boards and different forums, it's very underrated. I don't know why people don't have a higher rating. It always seems like people pick other restaurants on top of it or they weren't really thrilled with it. I think it's great. I think it's a fabulous restaurant with good theming, good atmosphere. It's a nice quiet dark, break from the hustle bustle of the park. I think it's great, and I think it's severely underrated, especially on the boards. I don't know why, but that's my take on it. Um, Moving on, there are two other restaurants that if you want to go there either not for breakfast, sorry, if you want to go there for either lunch or dinner, they're in the downtown Disney marketplace, downtown Disney area, the marketplace. You have two restaurants that are really good. You have Rainforest Cafe and you have T Rex. Rainforest Cafe is on one side of the Disney marketplace, and T Rex is on the other side. So now, if you've been there before, if you ever have the chance to go there to both of them, you'll find out that they're very very similar restaurants with just a slight theming twist. Okay, Rainforest Cafe is like its namesake. Once your name's called, you'll be led into the dining room area, which is made to resemble a rainforest. You have different rooms in. The rooms are open. It's just like little alcove spaces that they put you in. One room is the gorilla room. One room is the elephant room. So every now and then the lights will dim and flicker and thunder will happen, and it's supposed to be a thunderstorm, and all the animals start, going nuts because of the rain. You have the gorillas that start beating their chest and, doing the ooh ah thing. You have the elephants that start blaring their trunks. It's really a fun experience. Definitely great for the kids. Good theming, and there's a lot to keep your interest. It can tend to get crowded. We've never we've never in our experience needed reservations. I know there are people that do make reservations, but we've never had a problem for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we've never had a problem with just going there for lunch and getting a table. I would say maybe a 20 to 30 minute wait if it's really backed up, but we've never been shut out of it like with other places. The other restaurant on the other side of the marketplace is T Rex. T Rex has a dinosaur theme to it with, again, several different rooms. One room is, it's like the fire slash volcano room where you have the grill is located there and you see all the fire coming up from that and the smoke, and it's bathed in reds and earth tones. And one room is like an underwater ocean setting, and the bar is made to resemble an octopus, and hanging over it's a giant jellyfish with a lot of aquariums and beautiful saltwater fish swimming around. And the one of the main attractions that you can see from regardless of where you're at in the restaurant is the ice cave. Now we try and hit up either the rainforest or T-Rex at least once. Usually we have enough time and money to do both, but we try to hit up at least one of them every time we go. For the first time last year, and this is 2011, so it would be last year. I'm not sure when you'd be watching this video. But last year, for the first time when we went to T-Rex, we were actually sat in the ice room cave. It's a big open alcove area that's sculpted to look like it's carved out of ice, and you have, like the fossils that are sealed in the ice and everything like that. And the whole room changes color. It'll go from blue to red to purple to orange, and it cycles every few seconds from one color to the next. Now, I can imagine that some people, if you're susceptible to that, the same way that you would get motion sickness on a ride, could get sick from the color changes. It does make at least in my experience, it does make your eyes go a little buggy because the whole room is changing colors on you. So, it'll be really fun, and I'll have to try it the next time I'm there. Is to get a couple adult beverages in you and then be in that room with it changing color. I'm thinking that would be a trip. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but it seems wild. Both restaurants are. I hate to say because it sounds like I'm putting them down, but I'm not really. They're glorified burger joints. They have a really good menu selection. I have to give them credit for it. They have all different types of burgers, steaks, chicken dishes, pasta dishes. They have pizza there, which is very good, by the way. The portion sizes are excellent, in my opinion. Unless you're one of the competitive eaters that can eat like 40 hot dogs and still be hungry, we don't, because we don't bring anything back to the hotel, but usually there's always something left on the plate. I don't think me and my family have ever gone to either Rainforest or T-Rex and left there and said, God, I could go for something else, ice cream or something. You're always like bursting after you go there. The food is basically identical in both restaurants. It's just the names are changed. So instead of the Rainforest Burger, it's the T-Rex Burger. Instead of um, monkey fries, it's raptor fries. You know what I mean? It's the same stuff, just with different names. But I definitely think these two restaurants are worth the money. I think the food is good. I think the portion size is excellent. And even if you don't think the food is that great, the atmosphere is more than enough, in my opinion, to make up for it. So I think either one of those restaurants you'd be more than happy with, um, you know, happy with doing. If and one of the benefits of being there is if there is a wait, you can walk around the market. If they say it's going to be half an hour, take a little stroll around the marketplace. Look around. You have that option. It's a nice way to kill time. But like I said, haven't had too much trouble with that one. Never been shut out. There is another restaurant, and I have to mention this because it is so prominent when you go in there. There is another restaurant in the marketplace area in downtown Disney that gets a lot of publicity, and that is the um, geez, I'm sorry, I just lost my whole train of thought, and that is Planet Hollywood. Planet Hollywood is one of those restaurants that you go once and it's fun. The idea is novel, but after a while, the novel wears off, and you're just underwhelmed by the whole thing. The idea of Planet Hollywood is that you're going in and you're seeing different movie props and scenarios from Hollywood movies, and it's fun, but it just doesn't hold your attention like the Rainforest and T Rex does. I think the food is subpar here. I mean, I know basically, once again, just like Rainforest and T Rex, it's a glorified burger joint, but I gotta tell you, I'm just not feeling it in this place. It's definitely, I don't know, for us, it's like definitely one of those one time things where you went once and you're kind of not too impressed with it and you wind up not coming back. I hate to say it. If you want to try it, feel free. But it is going to run you about the same price as Rainforest and T Rex. And I think you definitely get a bigger bang for your buck by going to one of those two places. Um, so, you know, choice is yours, but I would suggest skipping the Planet Hollywood in favor of Rainforest or T Rex. Thank you for watching. This isn't the end. I am making a part 3. I just don't want to. I don't want to make the videos as long. The last one went way too long. So I'm going to cut this one off here. Come back next. I'm going to give you my favorite restaurant, and I'm going to kick around a couple of other honorable mentions that I think you should know about as you eat your way around the world, okay? Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.